Welcome to the day trading and swing trading watch list, where we review the premium alerts at swing traders setups that came out throughout the day, and even more as we scan for stocks greater than the list that we put the premium alerts out on. 475 stocks that we watch through intraday, and then in the evening we actually scan a full list of 5,000 stocks to bring you even more to the video than was available on our premium alert service intraday. Stocks that come up on this list intraday can give some great day trading opportunities, as well as carry forward into the days after. We're actually digging deeper into the stocks that showed up. These showed up live today right on our website. They're time stamped at the time they posted on the website, at the time they created the alert. Within 30 seconds this is on the website, and the exact price that triggered at the time. Bear zone, bull zone, daily and weekly intraday breaks posted live on our website, and that's what the premium alert service is for. You can come in on something like FF5V broke out at 136.13, 11.19 this morning. It closed at 137.62. That's $1.50 or 60 cents. So you can see with just a couple of hundred shares trade, you can play for several months of our fee for our subscription service. Just to trade on this one stock from this alert price this morning, 200 shares, you'd have paid for over 4 months of our premium alert service just on one trade. Only takes 200 shares, 35 cents early entry to make that money back. We're going to take a quick look at today's bull breaks and weekly breaks, and then we're going to go through a 3-minute tutorial and then dive deeper into the actual charts. Thanks for watching. Going to get right into these. Don't forget, at the end of the video we're showing you the bull break. I've got you an example right here, and the bear break set up going back 5 days. So you'll be able to look at the stock that came through yesterday. This is today's. These are yesterday's stocks. Came up yesterday. The stock was down today. At the high point is up 511 over the original break price from yesterday, and it's still up 257 so far. And it is still in the bull zone. And I'll explain a little bit of that to give you a few samples toward the end of the video when we look at this, what that tells you. But it gives you a chance. Give you a chance to see where they're standing. Are they still in the bull zone? And even if they're not in the bull zone, are they still in my power zone? A lot of times the stock, I hesitate, do an inside bar or two. The bull zone changes every day, so the breakout price is a continual rising price that it broke out from. This is where it did break out from. But if it falls out of the bull zone, it means it's slowing down, it's weakening. But as long as it maintains this power trend level rating, just by having a bar here, then it's still intact to go higher. That don't mean it will, don't mean it doesn't pull back the next day, but it could just be a rest day and a bigger trend still to come. And you get to see this was yesterday's, this was the day before, the same exact level that it triggered at 2 days ago, where it stands, P&L to date over that price based on the closing price, and where it stood at its peak. A lot of times you get a stock that runs up several dollars, so at the high you could have got out and made that kind of money and had a pullback. So that's why I'm providing that to you. You see the potential in the stock, and you get a chance to take a whole look 5 days back to what we've already been reviewing. So that'll be at the end of the video. Full list. I'll pull them down where you can see them all, every stock, and the bears and the bulls. Here's today's breaks. We had a lot of stocks that broke out in the bull zone today. These are the, of course, closing prices. They're alphabetical for you. This was my trigger price and where the stock ended at the end of the day in reference to the trigger price. 7 cents up on this one, 99 cents up on this one, even though the stock was up $5. That means this stock most likely gapped up this morning. crossed during the day, crossed that level. We'll look at these on the charts in detail going forward in the video. I always start the video with this, giving you a look at all of them, so you can just pause this video and start looking onto your own charts if you care to. Make you a screenshot of this if you like to. So I try to put this out up front, and then I'm going to slide it down so you get a chance to see all the stocks all the way to the bottom. So you need to make 2 screenshots if you were doing that. But there's the entire list of everything that came up on my bull zone today. 43 stocks on the daily long, 11 on the shorts. The weekly is a running weekly, so it's the second day into the weekly. So I don't think we had any bears yesterday. Had a couple show up today, and then we had several bulls yesterday, and we had a few more added on today. So these 2 lists will grow throughout the week, and their respective P&L will be in reference to where they broke. No matter what day they came up, that price is on here. So you can pause or whatever. And then the next segment will be the 3-minute tutorial, just for the new folks watching the chart or watching the videos. I like for them to get a chance to take a look at this chart and understand what all these lines mean. And it's just a little short tutorial, so they'll understand that and refresh anybody's memory. And then we actually toggle through all the stocks, bring up the chart, give you about a 10-second view of the chart, so if it's running into support and resistance, you have a chance to see that. And the green line right next to the bar is actually the price that the bull zone came up through today, or it went out through the bear zone. The little red mark marks the exact price that you see in those columns. Let's get further along. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone, bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here. And the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent, it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. Don't forget, what we're reviewing is a scan I do of 5,000 stocks that break into my bull zone, bear zone, weekly bull and bears. We also run live intraday alerts on 475 of your higher cap stocks as they break out or break down throughout the day or on their daily or weekly charts. These come out live on the website as they are produced. Sometimes at the end of the day you'll get some of these repeat, and this is kind of a reminder for our subscribers. Like AMP says it broke at 408 or 406. This one's 357. These are stocks that broke early in the day and probably pulled back during the day back to the level, and they re-triggered again as they cross those same levels that they crossed this morning. So you can see a lot of these are late in the day, and some stocks don't trigger till late in the day, but many will have triggered very early in the mornings. This is 1:20 p.m. Just give you an example of how this works. When this triggered at 1:20 p.m. this afternoon, this is the price of the stock as it sent this alert out. Usually it's within a penny or two of the actual trigger price. In this case, it was 1 cent difference. And this is the exact time that came out, 1:19 and 32 seconds. This was posted from that trigger on my software that runs these alerts through the whole process to get it live on our website by 1:20 p.m. So within 60 seconds, this is on the or less. I actually have these sent out in email. The email's processed every 60 seconds and posted right here on the website. Then here's one at 12:55 when it came through. You can see here it was 12:54:37. So these are running intraday. So as you're watching the videos and you're seeing this and you're like, I would have liked to caught on to this trade $1.80 ago before it broke out and ran $3 today. You can do that by subscribing to our premium alert service. You have access to this web page I'm on, and it gives you the breakouts throughout the day live. At the end of the day, I'm running the scans. These stocks are showing up and many, many more. These are middle of the day stocks. Some of them were back to about 12 o'clock. There'll be a lot at the open. And you can see how they just kind of come out through the day. Or you can go in and review them if you're not trying to day trade them and want to take a look later on in the afternoon, but before the market closes, so that you got a chance to make a decision on getting in a stock, maybe in a swing trade position or even an option position. By having an intraday access to these intraday alerts live, you can come in before the market closes and act on what you see and you find interesting. Okay, we're on our weekly chart now. We're going to start going through these stocks. I'm going to do the shorts first. We had 2 on the week that broke out. This stock at this level broke out at 89.08. It's so far down 83 cents. And that was actually yesterday that broke out. Today it went back up and revisited. It came back down. So you could have chose to, after it made that move, to make a position. You got the 50 week right here below you. PSA actually triggered Day before yesterday as well, when it first crossed down below, did the same thing here today. Now this stock, this is where your lines come into play. You're sitting on a weekly support level here. Now this is trying to break down on the weekly, and it's trying to break into my bear zone level, and it's got plenty of room to go down. But right now it's sitting on this support line. It may hold here. You got to wait and see what happens. This is why I'll show you these charts so you can see these lines. This stock broke up on the weekly here. It's the second day into the week. I'm not sure if it crossed it today or yesterday. It's up 33 cents since the break, so probably didn't pull back today. So I think it broke today. Domino's is breaking up on the weekly. They had a CEO change, I think, after hours. This probably broke out yesterday. It's been on a daily bull zone too for 3 days now, 4 days. Ever since it gapped up back during this week, it had a gap up day, and along in here this got into the long, and now it's just carrying forward. So this stock really, since it came up on even though the weekly bull zone's right here, the daily bull zone was actually right down here. Now this, you couldn't have traded it right down here where I've got the dotted line there. That's when the daily bull zone broke out back on Thursday the 4th. The price level or the gap up and the end of the day was pretty much about the same, because it ran up and it pulled back. This stock closed at 197.29 that day, so that's about where you could have got in it at, and had the next day it went up, and then it's had 2 more progressive days. That's a $10 move, guys, in 4 days off a day trade watch list. The bull zone on the daily took place here, even though it's showing up now on the bull zone on the weekly. Since this came up on the daily, and I'll show this to you, was right here. It broke out, and along in here was where the level was. But at the end of the day, this was in my bull zone. This is your next 3 days, and if you just got in right here end of day before the next day, and by having access to the premium alerts live, you'd already been aware. You've got a $9 move from there. Your weekly breakout on, I'm on the daily chart. On hog. You're at the 50 period there. I'm going to try to step this up now. We can get in these dailies every 10 seconds. You're going to be moving along. And the reason I'm doing the pausing is so you can pause the video, study the lines on the charts, and get an idea of where those support resistance levels are. That's the reason for loading these. Now this stock broke out yesterday morning on the daily early, and then the weekly as well. I think it actually hit the weekly first. These are Weight Watchers, and you've had a $9 move on that stock, including yesterday's action. When it broke my bull zone yesterday was right around here. So right in this area yesterday, intraday broke my bull zone, and you've had a $8 move on that stock 2 days. We're picking up the pace now. Remember, as I toggle through these, get about a 10-second view. Here's the trigger price. This is the P&L end of the day below the trigger price. This stock was down $2.83 for the day, $1.50 from my trigger price. This was down 96 for the day, 18 cents from my trigger price. So here's your price. You can see it on the chart with the red line right next to it. That's exactly that price to the penny. And as I toggle down, this highlighted blue on this chart will keep you focused on the chart we're looking at. Notice this stock is on a support line here, gap down very hard. I think this might have been earnings, and here was the level it broke at. It opened here, took that out, went all the way down, and bounced off of, or held for now, this old support line. If you are a subscriber on our premium alerts, I give you access to these lines. I can show you how to put them on Thinkorswim. I can show you how to put them on TC2000. I can show you how to put them on Trading View, the pink lines and the green lines. And Trading View, you can get that without even paying a price on it. They'll be plotted for you on the charts. Well, I say not price. You don't have to pay a fee to use their software, and you don't need live data to have these on your charts. Notice EAT is at the 200 day here. Again, here you want to notice the green line is sitting near a support line, an old high. The green means it ran up, rejected. It's an old high. Once you get above those areas, they become support. This is another good example. Stock was breaking down a few days ago. Actually went into, at the end of this day, into my bear zone. It stepped back, and that's right here. This is what I use. Go ahead and get rid of this last chart on the daily bear zone. This is my yes and no answer. Makes these show up. So by the end of the day here, this was in my bear zone. It went 2 days sideways. Well, while it went sideways, it kind of maneuvered itself out of my bear zone. When you look at these charts at the end, we're going to have the yellow bars on there. That's telling you about this power level I have. Sometimes you can move out of the bear zone and stay in the power level, indicating more movement coming to the downside. And that's what this did this day. It rested. It still maintained my power level of this trend, my strength of this trend. Other thing to notice is you're below this green line. Like I told you before, it's an old high. You break above it, it comes back. Look at there, bounce right off of it. Becomes support. And many times, if it's a fresh break, not no more highs up above here, that'll happen. But many times it'll happen just like you see it here. They pull back, they stop, hold that support. Again, next morning, gaps up a little bit, goes back, retest it, probably to the penny. At low there, 67.64. The line is 67.67. Bounce back up. Now it's come back down and taking this out. Once it got below it and closed below it, now this is resistance. So we went sideways again, stayed sideways enough to bring it back out of my power trend. Today, when this came back down, came right back in at this level here into the bear zone, continuing on down, got the trend back in. And I don't even, if the trend, if the power indicator is not with my break, I don't even show the break. If the price moves and the power indicator is not there at a minimum, I don't even show it. That's the best trades and I'm going to only put the best trades out I can. Okay, this next list is going to be the daily bull breaks. There's a lot of them on it. I'm not talking, I'm running right through them every 10 seconds. Y'all hit that little subscribe button while you're here. This is our first break here. This stock came in a few days ago, as you can see down here, and you can look on these charts and refer back as the parts you can see here. You can see where it's been trying to come in and out and break out ever since this big sell-off. You'll see that sometimes. And then we had that big pop. Wrong list. We had that big engulfing day there a few days ago. You threw the 50-day on this one today, so it's worked its way up. A lot of these healthcare stocks have been moving. I like the way this is looking, and it's on a weekly chart. You're way down at the bottom as well, so you got a long way to run. And on a weekly chart, you got a resistance level coming in right up here. Be the first one you get to. It's several dollars away. This is a daily chart we're looking at. Through the 50, held support a few days, broke through the 50. Nice breakout. This one's going on my favorites list for tomorrow for myself. AMP broke out today. This was one of the ones you saw on the website there that triggered right at the end of the day. It also had triggered earlier at this level, and it ran up, and one of the guys I trade with during the day had mentioned that somebody he follows on Twitter or whatever was going long on the stock. They got long right near the top, and well, it wasn't at the top at the time. And I said, this stock's fixing to pull back. And so we watched it for a pullback, and I put a long alert on it around, if I remember right, it was like 173.80, and we got back in it right there and got a really nice trade out of it. It went back up and made a new high and pulled back at the end of the day. We got a really nice run out of this. This was the pullback. The low was 173.88. My charts I use on my day trading, I had a level right in that range around 85 cents. And I said, it's probably when up here. I said it's fixing to pull back after he read me the tweet, and we put it in the chat room as a decision point here. Didn't know if it was going to go all the way back to here first or not. It didn't go that far, and it turned around, bounced, got a really nice day trade out of it, back up through the highs of over almost $2. breakout on Gilead today. Big move up. Actually took out two of my target levels. A very strong move. Broke out on a weekly too. Really like how this looks like it's breaking out of this base. Now here's when you see up $11 from the price. Obviously you couldn't have traded that because it broke out right here at 230, but it opened up here at 235, I guess 36, and I had a monster day. This is a hard day trading stock. You don't want to try to day trade this stock. Get in it the right place, it can make a great swing trader. It's a good example of support and resistance. Broke this morning, went up, made a nice new high. This was resistance, came back, closed right below it. That was the most recent high it had several weeks ago. I can see a weekly chart on my other window here. 11 weeks ago. So instead of you having to figure out where resistance is, that's why I share my lines with you on my subscribers. I try to share them with you here. That's 11 weeks ago high right there. Plain as day on the chart. As soon as you see the alert, if you're on our subscription plan. On your charts, I'm providing to you. Papa John's, this broke up through the 50-day today, and on the weekly it is way down low, so this could give a long-term run here if it can break on out of here. Looking good on the weekly chart as well. Just moved up through my lower pivot on the weekly. This stock actually, this is what I'm talking about. You can take a review. This hit a bull zone multiple days ago in this area. Also came up way back here. This was a bull zone break. It's actually this day, right before the red candle. This came up on a bull zone break. Make sure I'm in the right place. Yes, it got the power kind of came into it for a breakout the day before, but bull zone break was right where I'm holding my mouse on the crosshairs there on that day multiple days ago. So it's a little quiet moving stocks, moved up about 15%, $30 stocks at $35 now. This continued. As you looked at the reviews on the charts for 5 days, it kept the power all the way of this uptrend. Hit the bull zone again. Even though it was drifting sideways, it was sideways and slightly higher highs and higher lows. So the trend stayed intact. It caught some momentum again when it hit the bull zone list again 4 or 5 days ago. Been a nice little mover there. All right, that's the end of the list there. We're going to pop back up these reviews on the 5 days for you and wind this video down. I think I got the bull out already. Yeah. These are your bull break stocks for today. You've already seen those. This was yesterday. The day before, I'm going to pull the line down where you can see all of the stocks. Give you a chance to pause the video and take a look at what's been coming forth. I may have to do a little sliding down here to let you see the bottom of that list. Now what these mean is this is the exact price where they broke out on the first day. No matter how many days forward we are, that's the price of the breakout the first day. This is where of course you got your today's action based on that price. This breakout, this stock is down $2.01 below that 3 days later. At the high, it was only 61 cents above that, and it pulled back. So that's one that hadn't gone anywhere yet, and it may pull back some more. It's no longer in my bull zone, and the little well, actually you can see it right here, the chart I've got to the right. The power of the trend actually gone away too, and you could have seen that yesterday. This yellow line means that the power of the trend, the strength of the indicated breakout, is still holding, even though the price might be going sideways for a day or two. So that's what I'm trying to give you, is extra information here. The A core, this is one that went in and out. Anthem, bull break, in and out, and the power level on that inside day yesterday stayed down. Just trying to show you what this is meaning for you. We're going to go down here and take a different one here. This one broke out 3 days ago, so somewhere down in this area. Well, it's exactly 153.89. Right in this area here is where it broke out at, and it shows you that it's $2.44 up from that price at the high, 223 at the close. Still in the bull zone, still got the power, and you can see my indicator. That's my bull zone, and these are my power levels. So it's showing that the trend is still intact of momentum. That's what the power just means the momentum was there. We're not even putting one on the list that don't have the momentum, and it's staying there. So I'm letting you see that my momentum indicator is still intact by the yellow bars below the symbol, and it's got the green check. It's still maintaining its bull zone status as well. But you may find one that the bull zone faded away. I'm going to slide this down now so you can see the bottom list while I'm talking. You may have one that, I'll try to find right here as an example, USG. At the high was up $1.86 over the break price. It's still up 85 cents over the break price, even after having a 92-cent down day. Now it pulled back here after gapping into these two highs. It still could go right back up because my momentum indicator is still intact here. I call it my power indicator, but it just indicates that it can still go higher. So RTN, I've been breaking pretty good for a couple of days. I wanted to look at that for me. Now I'm going to slide them up so you can see what's on the bottom. Again, I'm going to have to slide it down a little bit, give you a chance to take a look at those. Like I say, I'm just doing this so you can see the stocks, see how they're still. This is 3 days, 4 days later, what's still moving along. You can review maybe a pullback on one that you still like the way it looks and want to get in it. And I'm just doing this at the end of the videos each day and giving you a chance. Freeze the screen, get you a screenshot, look at some charts, just pause the video, whatever you want to do, and give you the ability to go back and see 5 days worth of scans in the history and where they're still standing, if they're still running. Like this crazy stock here, broke out at 220. The peak is up $40, still up 36, and it had a little down day today. This broke out at $220 5 days ago. That was way down here, right in here. So when it broke out, you see the stocks moved $36, and it's still strong. It's still in my bull zone. It's still got upside momentum. Now, this won't be here after today. This is day 4. I'm only letting you go back 4 days. I can't just keep accumulating data, but I want to give you guys a chance to see and learn and use this information to your advantage every day. I'm going to show you the bears and we'll be done. These are the bear breaks today, yesterday, where they stand, yellow bars. We just explained all that for you. Day before yesterday had nothing. And we're going to slide this up where you can get a look at these. This was 3 days ago, and this was 4 days ago. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel. Check out our subscription service, $69 a month, live on the internet. You can start reviewing them intraday instead of seeing them at night. Thanks for watching. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on StockTwits.